Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lesson of multiplication of algebraic expressions, we are going to have a look at the product of a binomial and a trinomial. Okay, so basically we are going to have a binomial. Now you know what we mean by that. That's when we have two terms inside brackets, and we are going to multiply it with a trinomial when we have three terms inside brackets. This entire sum is one term, so please always remember your math recipe when we simplify. So we want to simplify this, and remember this is one term. So can I do something in the brackets? No. Can I do something there? No. No adding or subtracting there. I can't do anything in these brackets. Powers, there's no powers I can do. No roots. Division, no. Is it multiplication? Yes, it's the new multiplication when we have a binomial with a trinomial. Now here are the steps. They are quite easy. You are going to take the first term in the binomial, so this one, and I'll quickly underline that in purple for you. So the first term in the binomial, which will be this a, so I'm going to underline that in purple, and you are going to multiply it with every term in the trinomial. So a times that, times that, times that. Okay, so let me show you. So you're going to take this one and multiply it with that term, and with that term. That's what step one tells us to do. Okay, the second step is take the second term in the binomial, and I'll underline that in red for you. So the second term in the binomial, which will now be this one, okay, and don't forget including the sign it has, and we are going to multiply that with every term in the trinomial. Okay, so don't get your signs wrong. This is quite easy. If you are accustomed to the multiplication, you should be by now. So let's quickly see how this example works. And remember, after you're done with step 1 and 2, then add and subtract the like terms. So here we go. A times a to the power of 2, that becomes a to the power of 3. And then we have a times a plus 2a, that will give me a plus 2a squared. And then we will have a times 3, that gives me a plus 3a, right? Okay, and then next, it's the plus 1 times a to the power of 2, which gives me a plus a to the power of 2. And then plus 1 times 2a will just be plus 2a. And lastly, we have the plus 1 times a plus 3, which will give me a plus 3. Please don't add them. We are multiplying a positive 1 with a positive 3, which gives me a positive 3. And then step 3, then add and subtract the like terms. So let's quickly find the like terms. There's a to the power of 3. There isn't another a to the power of 3. So we just simply write that one down. Okay. And then there's a plus 2a to the power of 2. There's another a to the power of 2. And I'm going to underline it in green to show you that's a like term with a like term. And if we have 2a to the power of 2 plus another a to the power of 2, we have plus 3a to the power of 2, right? And then this 3a and that 2a, they are like terms because the letters and the exponents are exactly the same. If I have 3a's plus 2a's, that will give me plus 5a. And then lastly, it's just the constant. There's no other constant, so it is plus 3. And we are done. There's nothing else that I can add here. So we have gone through the whole potmas, and that will be my final answer. Easy, right? Okay, let's go and try some more examples. Now here are 2 examples for you to try. Give them a go. You know how it works. Pause the video, try them at home, and once you are ready, resume the video and see if you are correct. Here I go. Now, we have one term here, and we are going to see if we can do any botmas in the brackets. No, nothing that I can do there either. There's no powers or roots I can do, no division. Yes, this is multiplication, right? Okay, what kind of multiplication? It's a binomial with a trinomial, and you know the steps. So I'm going to take 3n times 9n, and that's going to give me 27n to the power of 3. Then I'm going to take 3n times plus 6nm. And 3n times a plus 6nm gives me a plus 18n squared m. Please don't get that wrong. A positive with a positive is a positive. 3 times 6 is 18. N with the n, write the n. 1 plus that exponent 1 is 2. And what about the m? Write it down, right? Okay. And then 3n times plus 4m squared. Now that gives me a positive with a positive gives me a positive. And then 3 times 4 is 12. And then n times m squared gives me nm squared. Okay, easy, right? Okay, let's continue. Then the second one in my binomial with everything in my trinomial. So it will look like this. Then it's a negative with a positive. It gives me a negative. And then 2 times 9, because it's always signs with signs, numbers with numbers, or base numbers with base numbers, right? 2 times 9, it's 18. And m times n squared, that gives me mn squared. And then we continue to the next one. That will be minus 2m times plus nm. Okay, and a negative with a positive is a negative. And 2 times 6 gives me 12. And then we have a m times nm. That gives me nm squared. Nm squared, right? Okay, because m times m, write the m. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then what about the n? Write the n down, right? Okay. And lastly, we are going to take the minus 2m and times the 4m squared. So again, negative with a positive is a negative. And then 2 times 4 is 8. And here we go. M with the m, write the m. That exponent plus that exponent gives me 3. So it's going to be m to the power of 3. Now, after I've done all that, I am going to have a look to see if there's any like terms I can add and subtract. Is there any other n to the power of 3? No. Okay, so I write down 27n to the power of 3. Now, this is n squared m. Is there another n squared m? And remember, it doesn't matter if it's in that order, as long as it's the two letters with the same exponents, then they are the same. Whether the m is at the front or at the back, it doesn't matter. That's a n squared, that's a n squared, that's a m to the power of 1, that's a m to the power of 1. So this and that, they are like terms. This one with that one, okay? And if I have 18n squared m minus 18 of the same thing, I get 0. So these two will actually plus 18 minus 18 is 0. Okay, then this one and that one's also the same. m squared, n, and n. Plus 12 minus 12 again. Wow. So let's just look at this. And that, they are like terms. And because it's plus 12 minus 12, that will give me a 0 as well. And then we have minus 8m to the power of 3. It doesn't have any other like terms. So I'm just going to write that down. And this will be my final answer. Minus 8m to the power of 3. And I am done. Okay, brilliant. Isn't that easy? Now, let's go to the next question. Now, this is a minus 3b in brackets cubed, okay, to the power of 3. So basically, this means a minus 3b, a minus 3b, and a minus 3b. Okay, so first we are going to start off by multiplying the first two brackets with a binomial with a binomial. So it's a product of two binomials. And don't forget about that third one. So after we're done with these, we're just going to write that one down, okay? So let's do this then. So it will be the first with the first, first with the second, and second with the first, and second with the second, right? Okay, let's do that. A times A will give me A squared. And then we will have A times minus 3B, that will give me minus 3AB. I always like keeping them in alphabetical order, but here I just showed you it doesn't matter if it's the n squared m or mn squared, they're still the same thing. When we multiply, the order doesn't matter. And now, how about the next one? Minus 3b times a, that will be minus 3ab, and also minus 3b times minus 3b will give me plus 9b squared. And then let's leave this in brackets for now, and we write down that bracket I didn't use yet. Okay, so inside this bracket I can quickly do some adding and subtracting, because that and that, they are like terms, this one and this one. So I will end up with a squared minus 6ab plus 9b squared in brackets, and this will be a minus 3b. And as you can see, this ends up to be a binomial with a trinomial. And then I'm just going to quickly do this. So this one with all three, and this one with all three. And if I quickly do that, I will end up with the following. Let's see. I will have a to the power of 3. I will have minus 6a squared b, and I will have plus 9ab squared. Okay, I'm just following all the purple lines and multiplying. And then I'm going to follow all the green ones. So that gives me minus 3a squared b plus 18ab squared and minus 27b to the power of 3. What did I do? I just multiplied with all the green lines. Okay, and I got that. And then add all the like terms with one another. So let's just quickly go and have a look. This and that one, they are like terms. And this one with that one, they are like terms. And we end up with a to the power of 3 minus 9a squared b, because minus 6 minus 3 is minus 9, and they're the same thing. So we write down what thing it is. And then plus 27 ab squared. Why? Because 9 plus 18 is 27 ab squared, right? And then lastly we have minus 27b to the power of 3, and I am done. You can practice this because the multiplication should not be new to you, and give it a go. But there's the answer, and hope to see you in the next lesson. Bye. This is your host Richard T, and thank you for joining us. Please visit our website mathsa.co.za for free guided exam tutorials.